Hello, I'm not sure if this is going to be a full video or part of a video, but I got some stuff in that I need to test anyway, and I figured I may as well show you. And let's start with a thing that is potentially going to put my house in darkness. It's this 1950s Phillips reel-to-reel recorder, the first consumer reel-to-reel Phillips made. I already had two of these actually, but they were in optically way worse shape than this one. And not really worth fixing, and I figured this one would be worth fixing because it's most definitely not gonna work. Comes with a tape, comes with the original microphone. Look at that. It's not rare or valuable, but it's really cool that it's there. And should it by some miracle work, we can actually try recording. Now I am aware you shouldn't really just plug these things in. It's probably gonna smoke, but let's see. So far we got nothing. Oh, we have something. Did you hear that? The capstan is actually trying to run. It's going heh 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 heh. I wouldn't be surprised if the audio part of this thing works. There's the amplifier. That is not the healthiest of buzzes I've heard, to be honest. But it responds to, there's something oscillating, but it responds to the, let's see how this works, to the volume knob, so it's not too scary. So we have an oscillation going on, and it's not running, it's trying, but it's not running. But that's better than I expected. Is this working? Look at that. Oh, it's running. It's running. It's not a lot, but that is running and playing. Let's try recording then. Okay, so the VU is working. Is this volume? Okay, there we are, yes. With a bit of luck, we are currently recording on the Philips EL3 something 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 from the 1950s. The speed is wildly off, it's buzzing, and there's all sorts of mechanical noises, but is it recording? I'd be really impressed if it was. Ooh, whining is actually trying. Ooh, that was it. I think it actually did something, wait. Yeah, so it doesn't erase for some reason. Once more, are we recording? Yes, we are, somewhat. Really loud, let's see if that helps.
What more? Are we recording? Yes, we are, somewhat.
My voice immediately sounds like a news bulletin from the 50s. This is awesome! It's sort of working! Hey! I should probably turn this off now because it has capacitors in it that are gonna be smoky at some point. I'm gonna have those replaced and then look at the mechanics, but I think this one's gonna be a-okay. Next up is something slightly more modern. It's a Kenwood cassette deck, and the reason I bought this one is because I duplicate tapes for friends with bands. And this one has two recording decks. So let's see if it works. It literally came out of the van of the thrift shop owner. He's like, I got a little more in my van. Come and have a look. There was a Kenwood amplifier and a stereo system that wasn't too interesting. But this one is interesting because it's nothing special. But again, both decks can record, and that is actually quite useful because then you only need one machine to duplicate two tapes. So if I have 8 of those, I can do 16 tapes. Currently I can only do 12 at the same time. So let's see. First question, does it run at all? It's not that old, but you never know. No, it does not. Okay, we got 0 belt there, clearly. How about this one? Absolutely nothing. Okay, let me quickly open it up, see if I can immediately see what the issue is. It's probably just belts, to be honest. Right. Wow, there's a lot in there. I expected this to be, it got a bit hot through the years. I expected this to be a bit emptier actually, although there's probably space below this. Yeah, okay, it is actually empty. It's just that they put this PCB on top for some reason. Okay, can I see the belt? Yep, I see it. Yep, that's a goner. So both belts are completely perished, and that's probably just it. But you have to take it quite far apart, so I'm not going to do that right now. I also don't have the belts. But that's worth fixing if it's functional otherwise. Yeah, dead belts. And then the Phillips is still working after all these years, and this modern machine from what, 1996 is not. Weird. And then there was an amplifier. It's a Grundig, and it's a bit of a weird Grundig because everything about this just yells Japan and not Germany. So this is probably not made in Germany anymore. Let's see if it says anything. That's made by Grundig in Portugal. Right. Still pretty sure it's a Japanese design. It's just a nice little receiver that I've never seen before. Let's hook it up and let's see what it does and what it doesn't. Let's first see if it turns on at all. Only now realize there's a knot missing. That is a pity. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's more wrong with this one. That's going to be a testing amp. Oh, now the display is on. Okay. It only just turned on, right? Oh, it needs a little time after you set it to tuner. Okay. This cost me all of €5, so I didn't actually check very closely. But if I had seen there's a knot missing, I wouldn't have taken it home because, yeah. But well, it is what it is. We got it now, so let's see. Does the tuner work? Yes, it does. We're gonna have to go royalty free again, of course. Random track, not sure if it's any good. So far we have nothing. Did I misclick? I misclicked. Ooh. It's a bit crackly. There we are. Sounding amp, actually. Phono. Yeah, that works. Very microphonic, as we call it in Dutch. I'm not sure if that's the English word, but you can. Oh, oh. You could probably, if you yell and if you record from the output, you could actually hear me do that. Interesting. Not a very well designed amp then, but it sounds alright actually. Yeah, it's a pity that knob is missing. That's a bit of an oversight. Again, if I'd seen that, I wouldn't have brought it home. I wonder if I can get the balance one, because you don't need that as much, and put it in its place. I think you can. Oi, it went a-flying. There we are, that works. Sorry, speakers. It's a pity, it looks in a very good shape otherwise, but apparently there was a knot missing. Oh well, that's a Grundig R4200 Mark II, which needs a clean. I hope those switches are open to the elements, so I can, Jesus Christ, so I can actually clean them. This is extremely tight, and it stays tight even though I've already loosened it quite a bit, so here we go. You have to take the antenna off. There we are. Wow, it is dusty. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna blow. I was about to blow, but then I was like, wait, I actually just vacuumed, so let's not do that. The switches are at the back. And you have to remove this entire PCB to get to them. Next up, unbox. And this unbox has a fall as well on record player. plenty bubble wrap. I think I feel the platter under the player, which is a good sign. Anything else in the box? We'll have to see in a minute. Let's first unwrap the main subject. It smells of smoke. Someone smoking around this one. I think that was the platter. Ah! Christmas gift. That's the weight. That's the adapter. Well done, sir or madam who wrapped this. Yeah. They already told me the dust cover was not in great shape. Well, considering the smell, I can see how this melted. I think this saw a lot of smoking. If I'm not mistaken, I may be mixing my machines up, but this came with a head shell but without a cartridge. I think that's too tight, but we'll see about that. Not the original head shell, but it's nice that it comes with a head shell. Simple head shell, but it shell's head. And then there's the counterweight right here. And the, I mean, they slightly overdid it, I'm not gonna lie, but I am grateful. The single adapter. Right. Is that the original one or is it a random one? Let's see. No, it's the original one. Ah, that's nice. See, it says Pioneer right on there. Okay. Arm bearing feels alright. Little bit of play, but nothing too ridiculous. This has been greased at some point, you can tell. That probably needs a new spark killer because it's a bit noisy. Motor is running. Where did that platter go? Platter. Matter. Not the original matter, but a very nice matter. Definitely needs new foam in the suspension because it's very wobbly, but other than that dust cover, it's in really nice shape. Let's see if I was right about the belt being a bit on the tight side. No, that's actually not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay, here we go. It's running. Let's get a head shell with a cartridge and a record. The spark killer has left the building for sure. We have 2 channels. Good. Well, then it's just going to work, isn't it? Set the weight to something reasonable. Bow, 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 bow.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Yep.
I got flowers. We keep it in a feel they for the heat.
Yeah, all feels healthy. Seems to work fine. My cartridge is hitting my label. These are pretty low ridery. Anti-skate seems to work. Does it? It's only, I mean, it is working, but it's not very enthusiastic again. Let's check it out. So there's the dead spark killer. Anti-skate has a little spring that I feel could be a bit tighter because it's not really doing that much, but then it is as it's supposed to be, so I'm probably not gonna mess with it. Yeah, I just need to replace that spark killer. I mean, I can cut it out, it will still do the same thing, but that's exactly what it does. It prevents a spark and then it doesn't go donk when you turn it on. As you can see, the springs are very wobbly. It just keeps wobbling. There's a simple solution for that. You get yourself the foam that you use in those Pelican cases and such that you can tear apart. And this is exactly the right size for these springs. You just put it in there. There was foam in there originally, but that has deteriorated and someone cleaned it up, which is nice. This has had some work done through the years. So you just put new foam in it, all the way in so it doesn't stick out, otherwise it won't be straight. There we are. And this also has the right bounciness for this kind of record player. And then it's still springy, but not as bad. Now it just stops after a few wobbles, which is what you want. It technically sounds better when it's completely springy, but it is annoying to work with, and often when the record isn't straight, it gets like this wobble going on. You don't want that. So yeah, it needs a new spark killer, and that's it. So this is going to be A-OK, not too shabby, and in really nice shape as well. And it works if you plug it in. Back to the garden. There's more where that came from. Here's another one. Already took this from its box, but it's still as I got it. Actually, on the screen in the background you can just about see me ordering spark killers, so that's gonna happen. Let's see if this one needs one too. Wouldn't be surprised. They are all getting old, of course, although the other one was an earlier model, I think. Yes. Well, no pops coming from this one, and the motor does run, so this spark killer still works A-OK. Let's see what we get. This belt is absolutely on the tight side, so that's not going to stay on. There is a Pioneer mat, but not the correct one. Also, I'm going to give this the adapter because it goes with this one, and this one actually goes with the other one. That's a coincidence, by the way. Where did I put my test record? Here it is. What do we get? This comes with a cartridge by... What? What are you? EF707 by Eurofunk. A Eurofunk EF707. Actually, it looks quite serious, to be honest. It's probably an OEM anyway. What do we have for weight? I set it up correctly, although this wasn't too far off from what I can tell. Or maybe it was. Okay, do we have anti-skate? Yep, we do. And let's set this weight to, I guess, 2 grams for the Eurofunk. I have no idea. Overhang's definitely incorrect. Yeah, that's a pretty good card. I don't know what it is, but that's alright. It's a happy camper. Nothing to do here except giving it a belt that is a little less tight and adjusting the overhang, because I can just see from the way it rides in the grooves that it's not correct. And it's so simple with these record players because they have an overhang checker built in. They have this little thing here that you can pull up and you can move the cartridge, and then if the stylus follows the white line on the little pulley-uppy thing, it's correct. It's so simple, yet no one does it. Read the manual, people. Pioneer tried so hard to make this one easy for everyone, but no. People just ignored it. That looks a lot better. Awesome. Anti-skate is definitely too high. There you go. Awesome. This is in really good shape as well. The dust cover is beautiful as well. Nothing to do here, except again that belt. That is too tight, and tight belts on Pioneer Peel 10, 12, 15s and many other players as well just ruin the motor bearing, and this is just way too tight. So I'm gonna give it another belt, and then this is ready to fight another day. I mean, I'm gonna clean it, but it barely needs that as well. It is in beautiful shape. That was the test for today. That's all I got. It's a mess here because so I'm gonna tidy this up, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye.